Blackford.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. As I speak, the public is poring over the sordid details of what went on out of the public eye, behind the high gates and the walls of the Prime Minister's residence, and the report is damning. It concludes, many gatherings and many individuals did not adhere to COVID guidance. Events were attended by leaders in government and should not have been allowed to happen. Junior civil servants believed their involvement was permitted by the attendance of senior leaders. There was an unacceptable lack of respect and poor treatment of security and cleaning staff. And crucially, Mr. Speaker, the senior leadership at the centre, both political and official, must bear responsibility for this culture. That leadership came from the top. And the Prime Minister, in the words of the report, must bear responsibility for the culture. A fish rots from the head. Mr. Speaker, the Prime Minister's dispatch box denial of a party taking place on the 13th of November is now proven to be untrue. He was there on the 13th of November, photographed, raising a toast, surrounded by gin, wine and other revellers. The charge of misleading Parliament is a resignation matter. Will the Prime Minister now finally resign? This Prime Minister has adopted a systematic, concerted and sinister pattern of evasion. Truthfulness, honesty and transparency do not enter his vocabulary. It is just not part of his way of being, and it speaks for the type of man that he is. Credibility, truth, morality all matter, and the Prime Minister has been found lacking time and time again. He can shake his head, but that's the reality, Prime Minister. Ethics have to be part of our public life, and ethical behaviour has to be at the core of the demeanour and the response of any Prime Minister. The Prime Minister brings shame on the office and has displayed contempt not only to the members of this House, but to every single person who followed the rules. They stayed away from family, those who missed funerals, those who lost someone they loved. So when the Tory members opposite retire to the 1922 committee this evening, I hope they will bear in mind the now infamous government advert featuring a desperately ill COVID patient. It said, "Look into her eyes and tell her you never bend the rules." If they don't submit a letter, if they don't remove this Prime Minister, how will they ever look at their constituents in the eye ever again?
Mr. Speaker, I think that the right honourable gentleman should look closely at her Sue Gray's report, and I repeat my thanks to her. I stress that the nature and length of my involvement in these events is very clear from what she says, and I take full responsibility for what happened, and that is why we've taken the steps that we have to reform and improve the way Number 10 works. We are humbled by what has happened, and we have changed it.